Hey, look, man, you got me into this bullshit, and then you bail. To the point where the one contract was so bad, we refused to record another note. And my very first producer was a legend. Khalis Bayyan, founder of KOOL The Gang. Him and his brother KOOL started that group, of course, legendary status. But he really put my mind at ease. Like, he put me on to a lot more books, and we had a really decent relationship. He even had me during my soul searching, reading the Quran. And his team was great too. You know, we used to call him Alvin, Uncle Nori Trav. You know, those cats were in his team. But again, the whole situation we was in coming up, we had another bad deal. And I mean, what are you gonna do, man? You know, so we had to step off from that deal. And of course, you know, Khalis went on to work with the Fugees, and we know how that turned out.
Jersey.
Boxcar Productions, another smash.
My future's bright, nothing but clear skies. Barslow and Chain, who's down to fly?
And if you ain't with it, forget it. On to the next now.
Who's down to fly?
Let go.
Like, we wouldn't record, and they couldn't sue us for producing. So I reached out and I found my dude around the way that I was chilling with, my man King Lameek, and I started producing a record for him, which again, that's where my other stuff came into play, with the different things that I sampled and we did for his record. And his record, you know, was dope as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? This was a demo, you know what I'm saying? But it was dope as fuck. And this was a time when you went door to door, you know what I'm saying, trying to shop a deal. And that's when I met like a lot of people in the business.
Yo, Mikey.
Hey, what's up?
What do you got going in the future? Anything with King Lameek?
Yeah, I always got time. I always got time for you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? As far as what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? We got some stuff coming out. You got to check all my links. As far as Lameek, he's doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? It's been a little bit of time. It's going fast. But there's no deniable that the two of us really did our thing. If you really check into it, you'll see that project that we put together for him, you know, between his skill and mine, there's nobody else around that can brag about getting on the lineup to open up for Nas and Jay-Z and to open up for the Lost Boys and Redman. So you need to check that out. Nobody else can brag that.
All right.
Check it out. And a lot of people out there, you know what I'm saying? If not me and my man or just me, but my man Lameek, I know a lot of people out there, you know what I'm saying, you know, once they heard it and other people heard it, that's one of those people that had Lameek blown up, they would regret not signing him because he was just amazing. Like, he was I called it the Nas of our area. Like, his 5-song demo, EP, whatever you want to call it, was like the Illmatic for our area. And you know, me and then Sinner helped me with that. It was amazing. You know what I mean? So I get it, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, I moved back, you know, after being married and being down there, we came back, and then me and Sinner picked up where we left off. And that's where I learned too, you know what I'm saying, you know, a little bit of responsibility with the marriage department, because to be honest with you, I know she put up with it before we got divorced and before I got custody of my kids. I was gone more than I was home, and I wasn't doing anything crazy. I was just with my man Sinner all the time, and that's what honed our skills. I mean, we was dope freestylers. We was dope, you know, everybody kind of heard of us. There was like a few people that heard of us, heard of different groups from our area. You know, there was us, there was Perverted Dialect, there was the Black Sopranos, a couple other groups. I'm sorry that I don't remember who you are, but the guys that came through the studio when I was recording, I feel bad for not remembering, but I know my two favorites, you know what I'm saying, is Who Always Sticks in Your Head, and Perverted Dialect was just, they should have made it like we should have made it, like Black Sopranos should have made it. It was all, like, Black Sopranos was like the Wu-Tang before the Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? And we were on some next, I don't even know, combination kind of thing, you know, Common, Kane, I don't know, little Eminem, little Trump. We were like a whole bunch of things splashed together, DOS Effects, all splashed in, kind of a comical kind of group, but talking about serious subjects. And then you had Perverted Dialect, which was like, I don't know, the Black Moon before the Black Moon. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest with you, just sick and dope. You know what I mean? And to this day, I still big them up. I just bought, you could buy their old demo. And I got their demo that people found, just like people found our stuff that gets lost in the sauce, the lost tapes. But Skills was always, I kept him in the mix because everything I do, I have at least a couple tracks with the scratching on it. And so, that always is going to be something that I do. So big ups to DJ Skills, big ups to the stuff that he produced for me. Even Star Show Remix, if y'all like scratching, boom, check that out. So that's what we did, you know what I'm saying? And as far as, that goes, we want to know, that takes us on up to, me and my man, went through all that. And there's a lot more to it, but there's just not enough time, even though this show's dope. You realize when you're sitting here and you're talking, there's just not enough to go over everything. So anybody out there that wants to know more about me, hit me up. I'll let you know. Hopefully, like he said, this is going to relate to me getting on other shows, and we'll delve into other parts of, what we do. But that takes us up to really, my main influence. Basically the main influence, which will be and always be, I told you some of the local influences, and I talked about group influences, but for one answer, Kool DJ Red Alert, hands down. And when we were going to Video Music Box functions, when we were going to Zulu Nation anniversaries, when we were going to different functions, Heavy D had a barbecue thing. Bad Boy had like these big functions. Like we would hit every function. We were there. We were in the mix of it. You know what I mean? Before people were legends, they were there. And I met Kool DJ Red Alert a couple times, fanboying like a motherfucker, you know what I mean? But, he, and if I ever find some of my tapes from back in the day and I make it big, which relates to, let's see. Well, I talked about what I dislike about the industry, so that saves some time. I dislike people calling hip-hop what ain't hip-hop, and nobody's held accountable to know the culture. You're just allowed to make money off of the backs of people that actually are frowned upon if you play them riding down the street. Buy a lot of these artists that are out today. Another thing, that I dislike about the industry is, which has always happened, but people like myself, a lot of the artists that I fucks with, that a lot of people I listen to, come up with originality, timeless classics, dope stuff, and that's frowned upon. Even now, the stuff I make now, frowned upon. Even some of the people I mess with, like my man TRIFE Majors, which we'll talk about in here somewhere. TRIFE Majors, I've known him since he's about like 10 years younger than me. But I've always not looked up to him. I don't give a, I just tell it like it is. He is definitely somebody to look at. You know what I mean? His wordplay, his metaphors, his similes, his wordsmithing, so to speak, I guess that's a word, is just incredible. And I listen to him probably the most these days. Keep it real. Along with a lot of the other stuff. But, the thing that makes me upset is that you take people like him, taking myself out of the equation, TRIFE Majors, all original, still hasn't blown up, been doing this shit for 15 years. You know what I mean? That I know of. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching him for at least 15 years plus. And he's dope as fuck. Still stuck in the same area I am, and I took mad hiatuses. But then you take somebody that comes out of left field, takes a hit record from the 80s, jacks the whole record. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I know that's hip-hop, that's whatever. I get it. You know what I mean? Knows nothing about hip-hop, don't care about the culture, just jacks a record, gets lucky, it makes #1 on the trending list, everybody goes crazy with TikTok over it, and boom, that dude is blowing up. And the dude, like him, like I say myself too. I mean, I'm no slouch either, you know what I mean? But TRIFE Majors is still not on #1 on the trending list and opening up on the VMAs, but yet some other cat is. That I don't like. I told you the hardest thing to overcome, and I'm sorry for cheating. This is a pretty good teleprompter. And I don't care what people think. I mean, I love this, man. This is just us, like a couple cats sitting in the living room, like some barbershop talk. If you could do anything, what would it be? If I could do anything, what would it be? I would like to blow up and take all my people with me. You know what I mean? First of all, no matter what I do in life that does anything, and getting back to him, Sinner, all he ever had to do, whether he believes it or not, and you have to ask him how he feels about me, but all he ever had to do, even if we weren't talking, even if he felt some kind of way, at least he got to know. I didn't talk to him because I was buried in debt. I was taking care of family members. I had 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? We're in the age group of all your favorite rappers, you know, even people that are on the top too, you know, like the few hip hop rap groups that are out there, you know what I'm saying? We're in that age bracket. So I got grandkids, like Snoop's got grandkids, you know what I mean? And my granddaughter has had 9 surgeries and she's 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I had to take another hiatus from the music. And yes, you know, coming on up, you know, did we have hinky deals? Absolutely. Did I get blackballed from the industry? Absolutely got blackballed. Just like my man, which I love, R.A. the Rugged Man. You know what I'm saying? He got blackballed. It happens, man. People say it don't happen. You're making it up because you never made it. Bullshit. It just doesn't happen. Another dude that should be #1. You know what I'm saying? Going on into, you know, record deals that were lost because of that. Record deals that were offered to me. This is real talk, and I ain't gotta lie. Major record deals, but you know what? I was taking care of my aunt dying, my grandmother dying, 4 kids I had custody of. I couldn't take record deals or take a deal with a premium cable channel show that was going on. They wanted me for a show. I could be set for life, but I had to choose other people. You know what I'm saying? And I know my man understood, but he was dismayed by it because he felt like every time we get, like if this is the top, every time we're right here almost getting the deal, I had to go back down here. And if I could do anything, I would make it either in acting or music so that I could make it up to him. Real talk. Of course, take care of my family and make sure that my granddaughter and my daughter, you know, that's her mother, never has to worry about anything again as far as debt, because she swallowed up my college debt. You know, having to take off work, take off from school, take off all this for her daughter. My other daughter that you know, does what she's got to do to make ends meet for my grandson, my son who's still trying to find his way, my other daughter that's struggling paying rent because they can't get a house. Like, I would take care of everybody. And to be honest with you, I would take care of my mom's before she passes, because my mom's got lupus, and that's another thing I worry about. You know what I'm saying? So I've got, like, when I said, I joked around in the promo and I, and said my life is full of is a train wreck. I don't mean people in my life are a train wreck. I just mean that some people were given the golden path to life, and some people were given the rocky road. I'm the rocky road dude. And I apologize to everybody in my life for anything I did wrong, especially Sinner. But he knows, and I'll stand on everything I love. All he ever had to do is to pick up the phone. If he needed money, if he needed to get bailed out, if he needed a ride, if he needed a kidney, you know what I mean? Like, I would be there for him, you know, because I loved him, and God bless him, rest in peace with they're up in heaven with my family. His family that passed, I loved his grandmother, you know, not like my grandmother, but I loved that lady because she was the sweetest, kindest, funniest lady. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And she came to, I know she loved me. You know what I mean? Like, at first she was like, didn't know what to make of a white boy with dreadlocks coming to her house. I don't know if she thought it was like some act to be a rapper. But once she got to know me, we was cool like that. Right, Ali? But anyway, so that's what I would do. If I hit superstar status, what would be a tour? If I ever hit superstar status, which is what I plan to do, anybody that's followed my career knows every couple of years I put something out, it becomes pretty good underground. I don't got millions of followers. I do got a lot of celebrities and legends that gave me the thumbs up on my music. That's hanging in there. My stuff was hacked, like you said. So I lost a lot of people that didn't want to follow again because they thought, you know, whatever. But I would definitely come up with a tour, the Operation Broke Ass World Tour. I would start it in Johannesburg, South Africa. That's where the tour would kick off. We would tour a bunch of places in South Africa, then we'd go other countries, then we'd come to the States, and I would have every group I ever worked with open up for me.